すみません。
We can't talk about emotions and romance without talking about the good side and the bad side. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you've seen from the title, today we'll be looking at the top 10 anime where bad boy falls in love with a girl. Before we begin, make sure to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel to join the senpai community. And now, without being said, let's kick off this list. Number 10. My Little Monster. Shizuku Mizutani is apathetic towards her classmates, only caring about her grades. However, her cold view of life begins to change when she meets Haru Yoshida, a violent troublemaker who stopped attending class after getting into a fight early in the school year. He is not much different from her, though. He too understands little about human nature and does not have any friends. Much to Shizuku's surprise, he proclaims that she will be his friend and immediately confesses his feelings towards her upon meeting her. Because of her lack of friends and social interaction, Shizuku has a hard time understanding her relationship with Haru. But slowly, their friendship begins to progress, and she discovers that there is more to Haru than violence. She begins to develop feelings for him, but is unsure what kind of emotions she is experiencing. Together, Shizuku and Haru explore the true nature of their relationship and emotions. Number 9. Kakimo. People fall in love in the most mysterious of ways. This statement seems to be especially true for the affluent genius playboy Ryu Amakusa. When he nearly falls off the stairs one rainy morning, a girl named Ichika Arima saves him. As if by fate, Ryu encounters Ichika again later that night. She happens to be the best friend of his little sister, Ryo. Wanting to thank her, Ryu attempts to woo Ichika by employing his usual flirtatious tactics, only to be immediately shot down, his target creeped out by his behavior. Rather than being discouraged, Ryu instead becomes more enthralled by her, and he begins to do everything he can to steal Ichika's heart despite receiving disgusted reactions each time. However, as time passes by, will Ichika remain repulsed by Ryu's creepy yet dedicated advances? Number 8. Haramiya. On the surface, the thought of Kayako Hori and Izumi Miyamura getting along would be the last thing in people's minds. After all, Hori has a perfect combination of beauty and brains, while Miyamura appears meek and distant to his fellow classmates. However, a fateful meeting between the two lays both of their hidden selves bare. Even though she is popular at school, Hori has little time to socialize with her friends due to housework. On the other hand, Miyamura lives under the noses of his peers, his body bearing secret tattoos and piercings that make him look like a gentle delinquent. Having opposite personalities yet sharing odd similarities, the two quickly become friends and often spend time together in Hori's home. As they both emerge from their shells, they share with each other a side of themselves concealed from the outside world. Number 7. Devil's Line. Vampires walk among society, existing as part of its underbelly. They do not require blood to survive, but extreme emotions can immensely increase their bloodlust, turning them into uncontrollable monsters. Tsukasa Taira, a 22-year-old university student, learns of the existence of vampires when her longtime friend reveals himself to be one of them after a tense confrontation with Yuki Anzai, a human and vampire hybrid. Her friend is arrested, and Tsukasa soon finds herself drawn to Anzai, who reluctantly reciprocates her feelings. However, this unconventional romance may prove too difficult to maintain, as Anzai struggles to contain the part of him that wishes to devour Tsukasa. Number 6. Blue Spring Ride. Futaba Yoshioka used to be an attractive and popular middle schooler, well-liked by the opposite sex, but ostracized by the girls. Nevertheless, she was able to brush all that off because the only opinion that truly mattered to her was that of Kutanaka, a classmate with whom she shared a shelter from rain once, followed by quite a few other precious and significant memories. She even succeeded at making plans to meet with the quiet an innocent boy at the summer festival, but a simple misunderstanding and Tanaka's subsequent disappearance left her walking the halls of her school friendless. Now in high school, Futaba is not your typical adolescent girl. Determined to become a class favorite this time, she avoids all unwanted attention and, instead of acting cute and feminine, only stands out through her tomboyish behavior and disheveled look. But still, her world is soon turned upside down when the only boy she ever liked unexpectedly comes into her life once again, except he goes by the name of Kumabuchi now, and it is not his name alone that has gone through a sea change. Number 5. Fruits Basket. After the accident in which she lost her mother, 16-year-old Toru moves in with her grandfather, but due to his home being renovated, is unable to continue living with him. Claiming she will find someone to stay with, but also fearing the criticism of her family and not wanting to burden any of her friends, Toru resorts to secretly living on her own in a tent in the woods. One night on her way back from work, she finds her tent buried underneath a landslide. Yuki Sauma, the prince of her school, and his cousin Shigeru Sauma, a famous author, stumble across Toru's situation and invite her to stay with them until her grandfather's home renovations are complete. Upon arriving at the Sauma house, Toru discovers their secret: if a Sauma is hugged by someone of the opposite gender, they temporarily transform into one of the animals of the zodiac. However, this strange phenomenon is no laughing matter. Rather, it is a terrible curse that holds a dark history. As she continues her journey, meeting more members of the Zodiac family, will Toru's kind-hearted yet resilient nature be enough to prepare her for what lies behind a Sauma household's doors? Number 4. Yesterday wo Udit. Rikuo Izumi has all but resigned himself to a bleak future, aimlessly working at a convenience store in Tokyo after graduating from college. His monotonous life is interrupted when the peculiar Haru Nanaka makes a lively appearance, frequently dropping by his workplace to befriend him. When Rikuo learns that an old college friend and crush, Shinako Morinam, has moved back into town, he reaches out to further their relationship. Unbeknownst to Rikuo, however, Shinako is carrying painful memories from her past that were holding her back from accepting his feelings. Meanwhile, as Haru continually opens up to Rikuo, he discovers that she, much like him, is living by herself and wants to step out of her comfort zone into an uncertain future. The past lingers long in the mind, and the future remains elusive. At a crossroads along their intertwined paths, these three experience what it means to let go of their feelings of yesterday and embrace the change that tomorrow brings. Number 3. Tokyo Revengers. Takemichi Hanagaki's second year of middle school was the highest point in his life. He had respect, a gang of friends he could count on, and even a girlfriend. But that was 12 years ago. Today, he's a nobody, a washed-up non-entity made fun of by children, and always forced to apologize to his younger boss. A sudden news report on the Tokyo Manji gang's cruel murder of the only girlfriend he ever had alongside her brother only adds insult to injury. Half a second before a train ends his pitiful life for good, Takemichi flashes back to that same day 12 years ago when he was still dating Hinata Tachibana. After being forced to relive the very same day that began his downward spiral, Takemichi meets Hinata's younger brother. Without thinking, he admits to his seeming death before flashing back to the past. Takemichi urges him to protect his sister before inexplicably returning to the future. Miraculously, he isn't dead. Stranger still, the future has changed. It seems as though Takemichi can alter the flow of time. Given the chance to prevent his ex-girlfriend's tragic death at the hands of the Tokyo Manji gang, Takemichi decides to fly through time to change the course of the future. Number 2. Watakoi. Love is hard for Otaku. Having slept through all 4 of her alarms, the energetic Narumi Mamas finds herself running late for her first day of work at a new office. As she races to catch her train, she makes a promise to herself that none of her coworkers will find out about her dark secret. That she is an otaku and a fujoshi. Her plan goes instantly awry, though, when she runs into Hirataka Nafuji, an old friend from middle school. Although she tries to keep her secret by inviting him out for drinks after work, her cover is blown when he casually asks her whether or not she will be attending the upcoming summer Comiket. Luckily for her, the only witnesses Hanako Koyanagi and Teru Kabakura are otaku as well. Later that night, the pair go out for drinks so that they can catch up after all the years apart. After Narumi complains about her previous boyfriend breaking up with her because he refused to date a fujoshi, Hirataka suggests that she try dating a fellow otaku, specifically himself. He makes a solemn promise to always be there for her, to support her, and to help her farm for rare drops in Monster Hunter. Blown away by the proposal, Narumi agrees immediately. Thus the two otaku start dating, and their adorably awkward romance begins. Number 1. Kaichu wa Maid-sama. Being the first female student council president isn't easy, especially when your school just transitioned from an all-boys high school to a co-ed one. Aptly nicknamed Demon President by the boys for her strict disciplinary style, Misaki Aizawa is not afraid to use her mastery of Aikido techniques to cast judgment onto the hordes of misbehaving boys and defend the girls at Sika High School. Yet even the perfect Aizawa has an embarrassing secret: she works part-time as a maid at a maid cafe to help her struggling family pay the bills. She has managed to keep her job hidden from her fellow students and maintained her flawless image as a stellar student until one day, Takumi Yusui, the most popular boy in school, walks into the maid cafe. He could destroy her reputation with her secret, or he could twist the student council president around his little finger and use her secret as an opportunity to get closer to her. And I guess that's it for this video, guys. As usual, if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like for the algorithm and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And now, with all being said, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Keep watching, and I'm